been a number of questions on the Destiny
That's me.
thing. A human made an error in terms of the unbanning. It was
Uh-oh. Somebody getting fired? Uh-oh. Oh, this is... Oh, my God. Do you know what we're watching right now?
What?
Pokemon. Do you remember when they released that statement about how, like, they're not going to show the Hassan? Yeah, and they're like...
The Hassan thing.
Yeah.
It is like, it's Hassan too!
Yeah, true! True! Somebody wasn't supposed to release that.
Holy! It's Big Hassan!
been a number of questions on the Destiny thing. A human made an error in terms of the unbanning. It was quickly detected and corrected.
Detected? By what?
To highlight that many people don't realize that are humans doing things. Humans sometimes make mistakes. Luckily, we were able to quickly detect this. So this was not something that was intentional. We detected it quickly and fixed it.
Yeah, I like how they're talking about me like I'm a fucking virus, like I'm Agent Smith. It's like we were able to detect the anomaly and we quashed it immediately.
Very sorry about any of the confusion that was driven by that.
Jesus, I'm like the fucking most persecuted man on the planet. What the fuck? Do you have a special Destiny sensor?
Yeah, it's called Hassan fucking
Yeah,
DMing
so
him.
I see this. I always check in someone I follow if their viewership is higher than normal. So I feel like bots would impacted heavily if someone's viewership is over the norm. Again, viewers tend to watch the creators that they like. We've looked at...
What was this?
But I'm not going to answer questions about individual streamers and their status, okay? But in general, we do not talk about any specific streamers, any specific decisions, whether it's a ban or not a ban or what.
Is that true? Am I making this up? Or I thought when Dan Clancy came back, I thought one of the things that he did that was so new was he talked specifically about like Sneeko and specifically about Aiden Ross and specifically about... Am I making that up? I thought he was like explicitly and specifically talking about... Dude, I can't believe even Hassan told him you can't mention Destiny. Don't bring up the name. Don't mention him. Don't mention him. Just don't bring his name up. I'm literally fucking Voldemort to these people. Holy shit. I'm not going to go through all the business. I feel like I remember him bringing up like... Because they had a huge thing where they were literally unbanning everybody because they wanted to bring back some of the larger creators that they had banned and they realized they'd fucked up, especially with Speed.
Relationship with Aiden?
Literally never talked
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but
I won't give you an answer
They
by
banned
favorite
Speed?
streamer.
There was this secret.
Yeah, a long time ago. Speed was kind of
What did he do?
He was an edgy, racist kind of dude. He was like a young, like, was he
He's
16 or
good.
17 when he started
He's
streaming?
still young. Like, he's still
yeah,
like
he's like
22.
21, yeah. He just did shitty shit, but like a young man shitty shit. But yeah, they fucked up hard when they banned him.
That, you know, Val and Ludwig and Lily. Actually, Speed, it wasn't with Speed. Speed was different. He had gotten... Speed's a different story. But with Lily Pichu, Tim the Tapman, so that approach isn't the first time that approach is. Mixer used that with us with what's we got, Ninja, and Shroud. And so this approach of go ahead and try to sign Twitch streamers and get them, and you're gonna pay them where you lose money on them streaming on your platform with the idea that it'll grow your platform. Okay. What we've seen, and again, this is the fourth entity to use this approach.
This isn't really him talking about bans. I swear to God, he talked about unbanning people and talked about giving second chance. I feel like I saw Sneeko tweeting out like clips of this on Twitter, but maybe I hallucinate this. I can't find it right now.
Hi, Dan. Can you talk about how ban length is determined for creators? It seems to be extremely arbitrary. Some content creators are banned indefinitely or for years, while others who engage in the same or worse behavior get a weekend vacation. The way, in terms of how the general ban length works, there are two factors. One is the severity of the offense, and the other factor is having repeat offenses. So in fact, sometimes if you have an offense, you eventually can lead to an indefinite suspension. We've adjusted a lot of the policies around that. Strikes expire after a period of time, so it takes pretty consistent egregious action to lead to an indefinite suspension, either by a singular action or by consistently violating the community guidelines. And so often the reason someone might be suspended for something longer is because of repeated violations. We also increase the length of a suspension based upon repeat offense of the same violation. So that's why when you look at it, you might see different lengths of suspension.
Wow. Thank you. True.
Yeah, any update on the stream together abuse when channels are not collaborating and just joining together? Yeah, we are doing some work there because that also is an abuse where they're not meaningfully collaborating. And we have enforcement in place when we detect that, where we basically prevent them from being able to leverage the shared view count.
Well, at least I know. That's good to know.
It was a human error. Being chilling.
Yeah. The error was that it went through. So dude, I was so right. I told you like the path for all this, right? That I did that unbanned request, I think like I don't know how long ago. I think it was like a year and a half or 2 years ago. And the thing like sat idle for like a year and a half, I think. Like nobody like responded to it, even though they generally shoot them down within a few days or whatever. And I think it was because the person who normally denies my ban appeal, I don't think that person works at Twitch anymore.
Ooh.
And when I did my event in London, I had a person who was there who spoke to me, and they said that they worked at Twitch for like 10 years, and they have a ton of contacts at Twitch, and they said that if I forwarded my ticket and everything to them, that they could have their friend just look into like what happened with the appeal. And then I went through that chain, and then they denied that appeal, so they flushed it out, which was nice. And then I did another appeal. And my guess is that this time, since that one employee isn't there, they probably, when that person reset my ban appeal, they got rid of that special note on my account that it always has to go to the fuck Destiny guy. And so probably the normal Twitch moderation like looked at the ban
at it,
and they were like,
all right,
wow, this guy got
here.
banned 4 years ago. This is kind of crazy. And so they unbanned me. But then once Hassan saw, he started to lose his shit. He texted Dan. Dan probably texted head of trust and safety, and then they rebanned the account. We banned my guess. That's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, okay. But so that I know if Dan Clancy is gone, basically, assuming nobody
Then
else
you got
there
a
develops
chance.
hating, then because the ordinary ban process, I would survive. I just don't right now because of Hassan or Dan. I guess more Hassan than Dan. But why is
Pretty
Hassan so
crazy.
afraid of you, Destiny? I think 2 reasons why I would be really bad for Hassan on that platform. One is because obviously I would be trashing Hassan now on his native platform where he's pretty safe right now. There's nobody that really challenges his kind of like lefty weirdo shit there. Asmongold stays in his corner, he stays in, and then Hassan stays in his corner, it's fine. So one is I would be more confrontational there. Not that he has to pay attention to me, but I think the second thing is I would be fighting a lot more with Asmongold. And there were times in the past, over the past year, where when I start fighting a lot with conservatives, Hassan starts to feel pretty weird about it. Like he wants to center the conversation on him again. Remember, Hassan always wants to make it appear like he's under threat and the conservatives are after him. But that's hard. That's a thing he has to fabricate because no conservative cares about Hassan. Nobody's going after him. The only time they use him is when it's a vector to attack the Democrats. Right, that's the only time his name is ever brought up. So when I'm like directly fighting with conservatives, Hassan starts to feel a little bit weird. And so if I was on Twitch, I think fighting with Asmongold a lot, I think a lot of Hassan's fan base would be like, wait, why aren't you ever talking about this dude? It would be kind of weird. That'd be my guess.
Do you appreciate Hassan, or no, sorry, not Hassan. At least Asmongold kind of like adding about your stupid ban?
I guess, yeah. Sure. Jesus Christ.
It
Man.
says, is it true that certain streamers
And then it's so funny that like, and I don't give a fuck. I don't know where Stale is. Any fucking LSF moderator. These people project so much. Any LSF moderator, anybody who's ever worked at LSF, I don't give a fuck. Leak every DM, every convo we've ever had. I have never, ever, 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 ever asked for impartial favor or anything. Like I said, I think the only request I've ever made for a thread to be removed on LSF, I think, was when my the massive fucking revenge porn stash leaked of me from that one guy that everybody's protecting solo. When that happened, I think I DM'd the mods and I think I said, could you like censor names of people that might be involved here? Don't let people like. I think that's the only time I've ever directly reached out to the LSF mods. But meanwhile, it was constant. Remember, Hassan piloted this argument as well. Remember, Hassan would say all the time, the head mod of LSF is a Destiny fan. The head mod of LSF is a massive Destiny stan. The head mod of LSF is a super pro Destiny, the Stale guy, because he won like, was it DGG of the year like 4 years ago or something?
I don't even know if he ever won DGG of the year.
Oh,
but-
fuck, maybe I got my fucking, maybe he didn't even. But yeah, that was the rumor. And now that they've like gotten rid of that guy, now they can finally like, we're not going to be biased for Hassan or anything, of course, but like they're, cutting threads and shit. Hassan smiling moments after texting someone in Destiny being banned again. While this post doesn't violate our rules directly, we also recognize how it can be seen to be riding a very thin line to frame this clip in a particular way. We are allowing it to stay with a flare change as title misleading. Okay. Dan Clancy must hate you too, right? Like, is Hassan really that big of a cash cow that he can dictate Twitch policy moderation? I'm sure he probably doesn't like me personally, probably maybe tied to the other Dan stuff would be my guess. I don't really know how much of that gets in front of Dan Clancy's face, but I know Hassan tells him a lot of shit. And it could also just be that, like, if you believe even half the stuff that Hassan says about me, that I have, like, coordinated hate campaigns. And it's not just Hassan, too. Remember, it's all the other political streamers on that platform that are like active in the Twitch community also say the same things.
Denims, Mike.
Yep. I remember, I think Melina told me about this, like, was this 3 years ago? She said she felt really awkward because they were at I don't know if they did, if it was an invitation for IRL streamers or if it was an invitation for politics streamers. But she said that she went to one of these like Twitch hosted for creators thing to talk to like Twitch staff. And that every single person there that did politics was like a crazy lefty anti-fan. It was like Casey Tron Denims, Frogan. I don't know if that Mike from PA guy was there, but it was all people who fucking hated me. So, yeah. So, like, if you believe these people, imagine you run a website like Twitch, and imagine everybody that does politics on your platform is telling you, this guy is Islamophobic, this guy harasses us, this guy engages in, like, crazy on and off platform, destruction of our communities, and it's going to hurt and damage all of us severely. That, from your perspective, it's like, oh, fuck, I don't know, this guy's, like, a major threat, maybe.